From late fall and early winter, here's what you need to know to camp smart and stay warm on the road. Welcome to RV Out West. I'm Brooks. Based in the Pacific Northwest, my family of four hits the road to explore the best of RV life out west. From hidden gems and epic destinations to helpful tips and real road stories. So grab your coffee and join the journey. If you've spent any time RVing in the Pacific Northwest, you know the cold has a way of sneaking in, especially during those late season hookups, foggy morning coffee walks, or buttoning up camp after sunset. Today we're diving into winter RV camping, how to stay comfortable, extend your season, and actually enjoy it. And along the way, I'm going to share a piece of gear that's been a game changer for me this season. We will also break down what late fall season and winter RV camping is really like and why it might just become a new season for you to consider. We'll talk about the perks of fewer crowds and snow-covered scenery, what to consider before you go, and smart tips for staying warm and protecting your rig when temperature drops. We'll also get into towing mountain passes in the winter, including preparation, traction, and mindset, so you can travel confidently, especially when the weather turns. Most people park the rig when the temperature drops. They winterize, plug in at home, and wait for spring. And I am one of those people who do that a lot. But there's something about pulling into a campground with snow on the ground and steam rising from your coffee that just feels different. The air is crisp, the crowds are gone, and the world feels a little quieter. The crunch of boots on frozen gravel, the glow of your RV windows against an early sunset, the kind of stillness you just don't get in July. Winter RVing isn't about braving the cold. It's about experiencing the road in a way that feels slower, calmer, and surprisingly alive. There's a different kind of magic when you pull into that state park in the winter. The campsites were packed in July. Now they sit wide open. The loops are quiet, and the only sounds are wind through the trees and the soft crunch of leaves, rocks, gravel, or perhaps snow under your boots. Lakes look like glass. The mountains feel bigger, and sunsets, though shorter, seem to linger a little longer against that cold sky. You're not competing for space or rushing to claim a spot. You get room to breathe, time to slow down, and parks that feel almost entirely your own. Winter RVing isn't about enduring the season. It's about discovering how peaceful the road can truly be. I'll be the first to say, I didn't always think winter camping was for me. But after a few New Year's Eve trips in our Jayco travel trailer, or there was that time I towed up to the Cascade Mountains to camp in the F-lot up at Stevens Pass, and I awoke to 6 inches of fresh powder outside the door. And all I had to do was grab my snowboard and head to the lifts. I started to see winter camping a little bit differently. There's something unforgettable about stepping out into that kind of morning. That said, winter RVing isn't something you just wing. If it's on your list, there's a few important things you'll want to think through before you head on out the door. If you're planning a winter RV camp, let's start with propane. Cold weather camping burns through it faster than most people expect, especially if you're running that furnace overnight. You're always going to want to carry extra propane tanks if you can, and don't assume one fill is going to last the weekend. I blew through a tank in 12 hours. In very cold temps, you can also run into propane vapor lock, and that happens when the liquid propane in the tank gets so cold it can't vaporize fast enough to supply the furnace. You'll notice weak flame, appliances sputtering, or the furnace failing to ignite, even though the tank isn't empty. If that happens, you want to warm the tank gradually by moving it out of direct wind, insulating it, or swapping it to a fuller tank. Keeping tanks topped off and protected from extreme cold helps prevent the issue in the first place. Once you've warmed the tank and or swapped the tanks, it's also a good thing then to turn all the propane on and then go into your trailer or RV, and you want to turn on the stove, not to light it, but just to bleed the line. And then you'll just turn the stove off, go ahead then and ignite it, and it should be back to working functional. Redundancy matters in winter. If your propane system struggles, you'll need a backup heat source. We use a tower-style electric space heater, and modern units are far safer and more efficient than the old glowing coil models. Look for tip-over protection, overheat shutoff, and a thermostat. When hookups are available, plug the heater directly into the campground pedestal using a properly rated extension cord rather than into the interior RV outlet. That keeps you from overloading your RV's electrical circuits and adds an extra layer of safety. You'll find that when you're heating the interior of your RV in such cold temperatures like you would have in the late fall season or early camping, condensation is going to be a problem. So managing condensation in your RV is crucial for your comfort and preventing long-term damage. The excess moisture can lead to musty smells, mold growth, and even structural issues over time. To keep condensation under control, run your roof vents or fans whenever cooking or showering, use a dehumidifier in damp areas, and crack a window slightly to allow for airflow. Insulating your windows with thermal curtains or vent covers can also help reduce temperature differences that create that condensation. Staying on top of moisture not only protects your RV, but also keeps your living space cozy and healthy during winter trips. Pack like you might get stuck. Extra base layers, gloves, wool socks, and insulated boots make a huge difference. Always bring more food than you think you'll need, especially if you're heading into the mountains where a snowstorm can close passes overnight. Highway 2 is known to close depending on avalanche and road conditions. I've been stuck sitting in my truck idling for a couple of hours while WashDOT does their thing and get the roads open. A few extra days of meals, water, and coffee can turn a delay into part of the adventure instead of a stressful situation. If you're running a diesel truck, plug in the block heater at the pedestal when temps drop below about 25 degrees Fahrenheit. It'll help protect your engine and ensure easier starts. Beyond that, keep your freshwater hose heated or fill your tanks and disconnect, and always monitor weather and pass reports before moving. Winter RV camping rewards preparation. Do it right, and you'll wake up to snow-covered silence that makes all the planning worth it. But winter RV camping doesn't have to feel like prepping for the apocalypse. Here in the lowlands of the Pacific Northwest, it usually just means colder temperatures, more rain, and a little extra wind. And with the right mindset and gear, those cold mornings will turn into some of your favorite memories with your RV. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about one of my newest and most reliable pieces of late fall and winter mountain gear. The RV Out West newsletter keeps you connected between episodes. You'll get episode highlights, Pacific Northwest destination guides, plus helpful tips, fun trivia, and opportunities to share your RV stories. It's everything you love about RV Out West delivered straight to your inbox. Sign up now using the link right there in this episode's podcast description, or head over to rvoutwest.com to join today. You're not going to want to miss the next issue. Hey, it's Brooks. We're back with RV Out West. Last segment, we were talking about all the consideration and tips for late fall and winter camping. Now, let's dive into one of the most reliable pieces of gear I've been using this season. Staying warm is the difference between loving it and cutting your trip short. After a few frosty mornings and icy windshields, I realized I needed a little extra help to really enjoy late fall season RVing and winter snowboarding up in the mountains. That's where the gear I've been testing since this past fall comes in. The Aurora Sure-Warm heated vest, paired with their merino wool long sleeve hoodie shirt. Just so you know, this is a sponsored review. The gear was provided to me in the fall, but as always, these are completely my own opinions after using it on the road in real winter conditions. I've been putting the Aurora heated vest and merino wool shirt through their paces, testing them in a variety of conditions to see how they perform for me. A little bit about them. Aurora started back in 2015 in the cold Midwest, born from a simple idea. What if you could take the chill out of the cold weather without bulky layers? Over the past decade, they've grown into one of the most trusted heated apparel brands here in the United States, with products designed to keep people warm during outdoor work, adventures, or everyday life. Thanks to their rechargeable batteries and carbon fiber heating elements that deliver reliable warmth with the touch of a button. The Sure-Warm 7-zone dual-controlled heated vest is a premium heated vest designed to keep you warm in cold conditions, with 7 strategically placed heating zones across the shoulders, back, collar, and hand pockets, giving you broad coverage where you need it most. It features a dual control system so you can independently adjust heat to your core and the pockets, and offers multiple heat settings that can deliver warmth for up to 20 hours on low. The water and wind resistant shell and lightweight construction make it easy to layer with other gear. I've been wearing and using this heated vest since October, and even though the weather here in the Pacific Northwest has been unusually warm compared to past years, I still made it a point to put it through a wide range of conditions. I've worn it around town just running errands, layered it as an outer piece during my work days, and packed it along for late season fall camping trips. It's even been with me up in the Cascades on days that I've been snowboarding, and it really proved itself at the KC RV show when snowpocalypse rolled in and temperatures dropped to minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit, and I had a 3-block walk from my hotel to the convention center. So, from mild coastal chill to the deep freeze conditions, I've tested it just about every scenario I could find to see just how well it performs. After months of wearing it in everyday life, in mild drizzle and then the sub-zero wind, I felt like I got a pretty good solid handle on how this vest performs. So now, instead of just talking about features on a spec sheet, I want to share what I've genuinely experienced with the Aurora Sure-Warm heated vest. The vest itself is stylish. It works well even as just an urban piece of clothing to wear out with jeans, a flannel shirt, and a beanie. When I ordered mine, black was the only color option that the vest came in. You can never really go wrong with black as a staple color, and I did wish that they had a couple of different color options. But I will also add that I was just recently on their website, and they now offer a second color called charcoal slate, which is this cool dark gray. From a sizing perspective, and per the size guide on their website, I ordered a large, and I was really kind of waffling about getting an extra large as I found myself between those two sizes. But I am so glad that I ordered the large, as it fits me great, and the extra large would have been way too big on me. With that said, I also have a large Patagonia puff vest, and that large is smaller than the Aurora one. So I'd say that the Aurora runs a bit big. Even without the heating elements turned on, this vest is very warm and cozy. What's great is that their design team, I can tell, was very thoughtful about the placement of the battery. What I mean by that is when you're wearing this vest, you don't even know where the battery is, and it's a pretty good sized battery. The placement of the battery pocket is fantastic, and it doesn't really interfere with daily life. I also found myself stowing the charging cable for the battery pack in the same pocket, just so I wouldn't lose it, but also to keep the two of them together in case I did ever need to give it a charge while I was out and about, which to this point, I never have. The battery pack included with the Aurora Sure-Warm 7-zone heated vest is built to keep you warm all day. It delivers 5,075 milliamp hours of capacity and fully charges in about 2 hours using a USB-C charger, which provides you with up to 20 hours of warmth on low heat, depending on how many zones you run. The compact battery also supports fast preheating and can even recharge a phone on the go, making it a versatile power source. One small thing that I would love to see in the future version is a zippered chest pocket, either interior or exterior on the left side. I found myself instinctively reaching for a spot to stash my phone or wallet, especially when now that my season's pass is via an app on my phone, it would make it easier for getting through the lift line. The vest has solid pocket space, but a dedicated chest pocket would make it even more functional for everyday wear and travel. It's not a deal breaker by any stretch, just one thoughtful upgrade that would take an already strong piece of gear to the next level, in my opinion. One other piece of constructive feedback is around the controls. The vest didn't really come with any clear instructions explaining what the two buttons did or how the three heat levels worked. I end up doing a little trial and error to figure it out, and even after watching a few YouTube videos, I didn't find a straightforward explanation of the dual controls or the heated pocket icon. Once you understand it, it's simple, but at first it takes a little testing to figure it out. The color system also felt slightly counterintuitive. When the vest is on high, the button glows red, which makes sense, but medium is a dark blue and low is a light blue. My brain naturally associates blue with cooling, and this vest definitely does not cool. A simple quick start card explaining the buttons and color coding would make the first experience a little bit smoother. I layered the Aurora Shearwarm heated vest with their unisex merino wool blend base layer hooded shirt. This creates a powerful combination for staying comfortable in cold weather. The merino wool blend naturally regulates temperature, wicks moisture, and feels soft next to your skin, while the heated vest delivers targeted warmth across your core where you need it most. Because merino wool helps manage moisture and odor, it is an ideal base to keep you dry and comfortable. It allows the vest heat zones to work efficiently without overheating. Together, they provided a great balanced system. At the end of the day, the Aurora Shearwarm heated vest and hooded merino wool shirt have become one of those pieces of gear I genuinely have been relying on. It's moved seamlessly from everyday life, from long days and nights up in the mountains snowboarding, and when Kansas City dropped to minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit during their RV show, it absolutely saved my bacon on that freezing walk to the convention center. I was glad I had packed it. It's not just a novelty piece of tech. Its stylish, practical, and dependable warmth has earned its place in my cold weather rotation. If you want to learn more about the Aurora Shearwarm 7-Zone heated vest or the merino wool shirt, be sure to head over to our website at rvoutwest.com and find links in the show notes for this episode so you can explore their high-quality gear and see why it's become a go-to for my winter adventures. Dialing in your winter layering system is only part of the equation. Once you're warm and comfortable, the next challenge is getting where you're going, especially when your route includes steep grades, icy pavement, and unpredictable mountain weather. So let's shift gears and talk about traveling and towing through winter mountain passes and what you need to know before you point your rig towards higher elevations. The Cascade Mountains in winter are a world unto themselves. Blankets of fresh snow can stretch across towering evergreens, the peaks glinting like frosted glass under a pale winter sun. Every turn on the icy road feels like stepping into a painting, breathtaking and fragile. Clouds roll through the valleys, hugging the slopes, and the wind whispers across ridgelines as if warning you to stay sharp. The highway narrows, black ice glinting under your tires, and each gear shift is deliberate, every brake a calculated choice. It's both exhilarating and humbling. A reminder that the mountains demand respect, yet reward you with moments of awe that linger long after the drive is done. Every winter, I make the trek up Highway 2 in the Cascades almost every weekend, chasing fresh powder and that perfect run. After countless hours behind the windshield, I've seen it all: blinding snowstorms, whiteout conditions, icy patches, and the full spectrum of winter driving skills and not so skills from fellow travelers. I've even been stuck idling for 3 hours on a closed highway, unable to move forward or turn back, just waiting it out. With all that experience, I've learned a lot about what works and what doesn't. So I want to share some of my personal tips for safely driving up and over the Cascade Mountains in winter. When I head into the mountains in the winter, every item I bring has a purpose. A flashlight and a headlamp are essential for visibility, especially if I get stuck after dark. My toolkit with ratchets, wrenches, and a multimeter help me troubleshoot mechanical or electrical issues on the spot. A snow shovel and tow strap are lifesavers if I need to dig out or pull myself or someone else free. Chains are a must, and I carry them. Even though I have never used them, it's still, if there's ever change required all vehicles, you will need to have chains in your truck, even if you are driving a four-wheel drive vehicle. I carry a battery jump pack in case my truck won't start, and a med kit for emergencies. Flares and triangles help signal for help, while a blue tarp can provide shelter or protect equipment from the snow, or if you have to lie down on the road and get under your vehicle, a blue tarp's helpful for that. Each item is about preparedness, safety, and peace of mind when those winter conditions can get unpredictable. I also pack some extra food and water inside the cab. One of our big traditions is that after a long day of riding in the mountains, I always make tailgate coffee, hot cocoa, and a cup of noodles. It might not be the healthiest, but it's quick and warming for the drive home. Before every winter trip into the mountains, I make sure to top off my fuel tank completely. From experience, being stuck idling for hours on a closed highway isn't just an inconvenience, it can quickly become dangerous, especially in freezing temperatures. As I've said, I've been stuck on Highway 2 before, waiting for hours while the road was closed, and having a full tank ensures I can run the heater as long as I need it. I also check NOAA for summit conditions at Stevens Pass and WashDOT for any travel updates on Highway 2. This gives me real-time information on road closures, snow levels, and current hazards, helping me plan my trip safely and avoid surprises on the pass. I've towed my trailer up to Stevens Pass F lot, their RV overnight lot, in early March near the end of the season. The roads were perfectly fine, but overnight we got about 6 inches of fresh snow. Getting out of the lot and towing in those conditions required a bit more awareness, but it wasn't difficult with the right preparation. If you're planning something similar, you got to be honest with yourself about your true towing capacity and skill level. I recommend having at least 20% extra margin in your tow rating. This keeps you from overworking your brakes, transmission, or suspension, and most importantly, keeps you and others safe on the mountain. Driving mountain passes in the winter is a mix of awe and respect. The snow-covered peaks glowing in the morning light as the wind whistles through the evergreens. But every turn reminds you that nature doesn't negotiate. After countless trips over the Cascades, from idling behind closures to carefully towing through fresh powder, I've learned it's preparation, patience, and staying aware. Late season fall camping and winter RVing isn't just about the destinations, it's about the journey, the challenges, and the quiet rewards when you make it safely to your next stop. I do hope these tips and stories inspire you to enjoy the snow, respect the road, and plan your winter adventures with confidence. Before we wrap up, be sure to head over to rvoutwest.com for the full show notes and links to all of the resources we talked about in this episode. While you're there, don't forget to sign up for our newsletter. The inaugural issue is going to drop next Wednesday, and in it, we're going to share new episodes, destination guides, stories from the road, and thoughtful tips to help inspire your next adventure. You can sign up using the link in this episode's podcast description, the link in our Instagram bio, or directly on our website at rvoutwest.com/newsletter. Remember, that first issue is coming to your inbox this Wednesday, so sign up today so you don't miss out on this inaugural newsletter. Next Monday, we're taking you to Sun Valley, Idaho. It's an epic mountain town, and I'm going to spill some tea as to why you want to consider this area for your next getaway. So don't miss this special destination episode next week. Thanks for listening to RV Out West. Be sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. And if you enjoyed the show, tell a friend and please leave a rating or a review. It would mean a lot. Special thanks to Scott Home Music for our intro song, We Are One. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook to join in on the conversation. Now, get out there, explore, and go see what's beyond the horizon.